Hey, it's Dr. C here. I'm in Runner's High in Metuchen. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and speak to Rob. He's going to tell us a little bit about what's going on in today's shoes. Before, we used to have stability, and even more stability. Now there's so many different varieties, we can go ahead and actually choose the amount of millimeter, whether we want minimalist, less minimalist, we want more traditional, and it's getting a little confusing out there. So Rob's going to go ahead and help clear up some of the confusion.
Hi, I'm Rob DeFilippis, and I am one of the owners of Runner's High in Metuchen and Freehold, New Jersey. Today we're going to discuss a little bit about traditional running shoes and where the industry is going to more of the minimal and lower profile things in today's market. The first shoe I'm going to show you is what would typically be called, up until a couple of years ago, your traditional running shoe. It's a 12 millimeter post, and by that I mean the heel sits a little bit higher than the forefoot area. Takes the pressure off of the Achilles, great cushioning in the shoe, tends to be a little bit more rigid and traditional in the structure and setup of the shoe.
You want to show us the bottom of the shoe just so our...
If you look at the bottom of the shoe here, it has deeper flex grooves running through the forefoot and the heel. ASICS uses their patented IGS system in the middle, which provides a little bit of stability and support to that arch area, as well as great cushioning. On that earlier display of the traditional shoe, Saucony makes their motion control, or Stabil shoe as they call it. And you can see here it's much more of a straight-lasted shoe compared to the one that I earlier
What's the last of a shoe?
The last of the shoe is the way the design is set up from forefoot to midfoot. So this being an SL2 last, they call it, is a much wider. I often tell people, think about being on a boat versus being on a surfboard with more of your traditional shoe. So it gives you a wider surface area, much more rigidness in through the arch of the shoe. Through here, the flex grooves stay pretty similar. But the nice thing about this is Saucony has gotten much lighter in their design of their shoes with the foam that they're using. And unlike your traditional 12 millimeter shoe here, Saucony has gone down to a 10 millimeter drop on this to give you a little bit more flexibility in the shoe.
Okay, and what's the differences? Why the drop? Why do we need that? Why would we want that?
The differences in the drops of the shoes are the goal, and what they're finding in their research is that traditional runners over the past with all the running shoes would always tend to be more heel to toe off in their running pattern. By going to a lower profile or more minimal drop, it brings the foot more towards a medial to forefoot plant, which will then in turn make the runner much more efficient, give them some more bounce off the ground. The original theory was it would eliminate a lot more injuries in their training. The shoe I have here is the Brooks Pure Flow Project. And this tends to, unlike the earlier shoes that we showed you in the video, be much more flexible through the forefoot as well as in the heel. It goes to a 4 millimeter drop back here. So it's basically putting the foot almost in direct contact with the ground from heel to forefoot when the runner begins to evolve into their gait pattern. Over the course of the last year or two, the industry has gone from everybody being minimal and looking for that 0 to 4 millimeter drop to now coming back full circle a little bit and starting to play, I think, in that 8 to 10 millimeter range. They're finding that the zero drop shoe puts greater stress on the bones in the feet, the Achilles areas, the calves, and it's not an ideal situation for everybody. So if you take the Adidas Boost right here, Adidas has come in at a 10 millimeter drop on this shoe, so still giving you a little bit of that mid-foot design and roll forward, but with an ultra plush cushion, seamless upper here, as well as their new Boost technology, which if you can take a look, is ultra spongy and soft in here. Will not lose its shape in cold, heat, last about 500 to 600 miles as opposed to your typical 300 to 400 mile basis. What we're going to take a look at today is the Pearl Izumi E-Ride series. This is their moderate stability shoe in the line. It operates on a 4 millimeter heel drop, much like some of the other minimals. But the nice thing is they use an E-Ride technology running from heel to forefoot in the shoe. So you'll notice the flex grooves are not as deep on this. It's got a firmer feel to things, but it will only engage the amount of stability and support that you need in the shoe based on the individual. So it will give more versatility to the type of people that can wear the shoe because it's only engaging at a later foot strike if they need it, or at an earlier foot strike depending on the individual. Taking a look at where the industry is heading in the future, it's heading towards lighter weight, more cushioned shoes, and a lot of seamless designs. If you take a look at the New Balance 870 just launched last month, you'll see all the stitching and overlays now are welded in or heat sealed on the top. It eliminates any blistering, any friction, and greatly reduces the weight on the overall aspect of the shoe. Thanks for taking the time to listen with us. As I said earlier, I'm Rob DeFilippis. I'm here in our Metuchen location. We also have another Runners High location in Freehold, New Jersey in the iPlay America complex.